Attention passionate Baltimore Ravens fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the AFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Baltimore Ravens' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Baltimore Ravens fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with YOUR, FRINDS, and Baltimore RAVENS fans. Let's get to the news now. Guys, buckle up because what I'm about to tell you could be one of the most seismic shifts we've seen in the AFC North in recent years. The Baltimore Ravens are once again in the thick of the NFL's biggest headlines. But this time, it's not just about the games on Sundays. Rumors are swirling that the Ravens might be eyeing a blockbuster move that could shape the entire division's future, and it involves none other than Myles Garrett, the dominant edge rusher from the Cleveland Browns. Yeah, you heard that right. Garrett, a player who has terrorized offensive lines across the league for years, might be on the move, and the Ravens are reportedly interested. This isn't just idle speculation. Sources close to the situation suggest that Cleveland, currently struggling at 3-8 with a defense leaking points at an alarming rate, allowing an average of 28, 4 points per game, might be willing to make a bold move to rebuild their roster, especially on the offensive side of the ball. Cleveland's cap space is roughly $22 million, and with the recent struggles of Deshaun Watson, they're looking to make some tough decisions. One of those could be trading away Garrett, who has been a force to reckon with since he was drafted in 2017, a player with a career total of 106 sacks, 500 pressures, and a PFF grade averaging around 91, 5 over his career. Now, the idea of the Ravens acquiring Garrett isn't just wishful thinking. This move, if it happens, would be a game changer. Imagine Garrett lining up alongside the Ravens' existing pass rushers, especially after the addition of Dre'Mont Jones, who's been solid with 4-5 sacks in just 9 games this season. Garrett's presence would elevate the Ravens' defense to a whole new level, potentially pushing the team's sack total from around 35 to something closer to 60. That's a massive increase, and it would directly impact our ability to pressure the quarterback, disrupt timing, and create turnovers. The Ravens, currently sitting at 6-5, are right on the cusp of the playoffs, and adding someone like Garrett could be the final piece to push us firmly into that top-tier conversation. His ability to generate pressure, averaging about 18 sacks in 2025, would help us dominate on third down, improve our overall defensive efficiency, and give us the kind of edge we've been craving for years. Let's not forget what Garrett has done over the past few seasons. He's a player who consistently ranks among the league's best pass rushers, with an EPA per pressure of around 0.26 and a win rate of approximately 22%. That's elite. And with Cleveland struggling to contain the opposition, allowing 22 sacks so far this season with Garrett leading the charge, his departure could leave a noticeable void. But for the Ravens, it's an opportunity to seize a player who's been a nightmare for offensive lines, someone who can turn the tide in any game with a single rush. And considering Cleveland's cap situation and their need to rebuild on offense, especially at WR and DB, trading Garrett could be a logical move for them. On paper, it makes sense. Cleveland gets some much-needed cap relief and perhaps a first-round pick in 2026, while the Ravens land a proven elite rusher who can help us chase that elusive Super Bowl title. Now, guys, think about what this would mean on the field. Garrett and Dre'Mont Jones working together, creating chaos in the backfield, setting up turnovers, and forcing the opposing offense to make mistakes. With Garrett's ability to generate pressure, our secondary would benefit immensely, giving our cornerbacks and safeties more opportunities to make plays. It's a recipe for a dominant defense that can carry us deep into the postseason. And if you look at the numbers, Garrett's impact on the Browns' defense has been undeniable. His presence has often opened up opportunities for others, like Jadeveon Clowney and the interior linemen, to get to the quarterback. For the Ravens, a team that's been quietly building a formidable defense, especially after adding Dre'Mont Jones, who's been impressive with 4-5 sacks and 9 QB hits in 9 games, Garrett would be the cherry on top. But it's not just about the talent, it's about the narrative. If Baltimore manages to pull this off, it sends a message to the entire league. We're in it to win, and we're willing to make bold moves to get there. This would be a statement that the Ravens are no longer just contenders, but serious contenders with one of the league's most feared pass rushes. Our fans know how much impact a player like Garrett can have. He's a game wrecker, a guy who can change the way teams game plan against us. With the division so tightly packed, a move like this could tip the balance in our favor, making us a favorite to secure a top seed and go deep into the playoffs. Now let's talk about the potential impact on Cleveland. Losing Garrett would be a blow, no doubt. He's been a cornerstone of their defense for years, and his departure would leave a void that's not easy to fill. Cleveland's defense would need to pivot quickly, possibly relying more on their younger players or trying to sign someone in free agency. But let's be honest, losing Garrett would weaken their pass rush significantly, especially considering the impact he's had on their sacks and pressures. Cleveland's defense, which allows around 5 points per game, would need to find a way to compensate for that loss or risk falling further behind in the division race. Meanwhile, for the Ravens, this potential acquisition is about creating a new legacy, a defense that's relentless, aggressive, and impossible for any offense to handle. It's about building a dynasty, a team that's known for its ferocity and ability to close out games. Looking further ahead, if Baltimore manages to add Garrett, the odds of us making a serious Super Bowl run increase substantially. DraftKings currently has our championship odds at around plus 1,500, but with this kind of upgrade, those odds could improve to plus 800 or better. It's all about the impact he'd bring in the playoffs. Think about Garrett's ability to generate pressure in clutch moments, his knack for forcing turnovers, and his relentless motor. He's an X-factor who could elevate our defense to top-tier status, especially in high-pressure postseason games. And don't forget, Garrett's presence would also boost the morale of the entire team, inspiring our young stars and veteran leaders alike to elevate their game. It's a move that could define the next decade for the Ravens, setting us up as a perennial powerhouse. And let's not overlook the fact that this move, if it happens, would send shockwaves across the league. It's a clear indication that Baltimore is serious about winning now, about pushing through the obstacles and claiming what's ours. This isn't just another trade rumor. It's a strategic play that could reshape the AFC North's power dynamics for years to come. Cleveland might be hesitant to part ways with Garrett, but if the Ravens come knocking with a compelling offer, perhaps a first-round pick in 2026, they might have no choice but to listen. It's a bold move, but for the Ravens, bold is what wins championships. We've seen it before, players like Ray Lewis, Ed Reed, and others who changed the course of our franchise history. Garrett could be that kind of difference-maker as well. So fans, this is a story to keep a close eye on. The possibility of Myles Garrett donning the purple and black isn't just a fantasy. It's a real possibility that could turn our season and our entire division upside down. It's about seizing opportunities, making bold decisions, and continuing the legacy of a team that's always fighting for greatness. The Ravens are poised for another deep playoff run, and with a move like this, we might just be unstoppable. We've got the talent, the coaching, and now perhaps the big-name player who can push us over the top. The future is bright, and the potential for greatness is right within our grasp. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YOUTUBE algorithm to keep recommending the latest Baltimore Ravens news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And now, Baltimore Ravens fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Do you believe Garrett would be the perfect piece to complete our puzzle? How do you see this impacting our chances in the playoffs and beyond? Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Ravens. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Baltimore Ravens news. We're in this together, and the purple pride runs deep. Let's keep the faith, keep the passion alive, and get ready for what could be an epic chapter in Ravens history.